Next he notes, having put on the breastplate of righteousness. The breastplate, or thorax, was a coat of mail extending from the neck down to the thighs. Under it is found all the vital organs, which needed to be kept safe and secure from incoming jabs and blows by the enemy. In the Bible, the place of emotions, wisdom, and knowledge are said to be found in these organs. We think of wisdom, knowledge, and all that up here. That's not the way the Bible sees it. The heart is the seat of reasoning. It is the seat of thinking things through. Okay, you've got the visceral organs down here. That is the seat of emotions and of, whatever. So if one is unprotected against attacks on these things, they will suffer harm, obviously. If a person is attacked emotionally, they are bound to falter in their theology by caving to unsound moral principles. We talked about that just a moment ago. If you are not set in your theology, if you're not set in your doctrine, and if you're not set in your willingness to stand with those things, you will cave. Okay, you need to be morally, what's the term we use? Morally, what's that? Grounded? Well, morally grounded, but I'm thinking of a word that, anyway, I can't think of it right now, but it means grounded, so same thing. If one is attacked through their limited knowledge of Scripture, they will not be able to withstand the onslaught. And a perfect example of that, I mean, it's perfect. You don't know that 2 John says that you are not to even greet a person that doesn't bear the doctrine of Christ. And he's not talking about people in general. He's talking about somebody that comes with an aberrant doctrine. Let me read that to you so you know what I'm talking about, and then I'll explain what I want you to know. This person doesn't even know that John says this. 2 John 10. If anyone comes to you and does not bring this doctrine, implying he's bringing a doctrine which isn't the doctrine of Christ. He's not talking about anybody in general. You know, somebody knocks on your door and says, hey, I want a cup of cold water. Say, okay, here you go. That's not what he's talking about. Okay, he's talking about somebody that comes to you with an aberrant doctrine. Do not receive him into your house, nor greet him, for he who greets him shares in his evil deeds. Okay? Obviously, somebody that doesn't read their Bible doesn't know that that is in the Bible. And so the Jehovah's Witnesses come knocking on the door, and they say, we want to talk to you about Jesus. And the guy knows enough to know, he thinks, that Jesus is God. That's what the preacher said, and so he's going to run with it. He hasn't read the Bible, so he can't really tell that's for sure, but he believes the preacher's a good guy. Okay, so the Jehovah's Witnesses show up. He's already not supposed to even greet him. You know, I'm sorry, I can't greet you on this level because the Bible doesn't forbid it. You've come with the wrong doctrine. Go away. Okay, he doesn't know that. And so he says, okay, and he starts talking. I'm going to show these guys how much he knows about the Bible. And they are very, very well trained. They're exceptionally well trained in a few verses that are taken completely out of context. And they know those verses. They've got them down, and they will, just like I just said, they will trip you up. You have no answer to them because you don't know the Bible. You haven't read the Bible. You don't pay attention in church. Okay, you did hear that Jesus is God, and so you run with that. And all of a sudden, they start showing you why Jesus isn't God. And they show you this verse and that verse, and they're completely out of context, but you don't know that. And all of a sudden, you're sitting in the Jehovah's Witnesses for the rest of your life, suffering miserably and trying to work your way to heaven when Christ already offered that to you. Okay, that is what that's talking about right there. And if a person is attacked emotionally, that person is bound to falter in his theology by caving into unsound moral precepts. If one is